Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good evening. Well, I guess morning, depending on where you are, but good day, and welcome to another episode of our playthrough of Planescape Torment. This is the Disorderly Tick, along with my streaming partner, Molly Oleander, and it's good to see everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome in, welcome in. I apologize for the lateness. Tick was doing me a wonderful service and trying to contact me while my computer was having an aneurysm of sorts. But with computer issues aside, Tick, let it roll.
All right. Yeah. Just give me a second here. I think I may need to change the title of the stream. I need to check which episode was the last one I did.
Nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with that. While we're doing that, I'll go ahead and regale chat with some fun stuff if that's all right.
All right, go ahead.
So currently, chat, I'm going through, and I promise you that in the lighthearted way, I'm going through my dead sister's stuff. I have the majority of it here at my home, because life turned out that way. And as I'm looking through her things, I found a piece of paper. Now, I want you to understand sisterly love transcends all things, including death. And I will refrain from her more vulgar part of the language, but it essentially said, no matter what, I will always love my sister, Motley Oleander. That doesn't mean I don't want to punch her in her freaking face. Understand if you have siblings, if they're not threatening you from the afterlife, are you truly siblings? If this was Planescape Torment, would I have to worry about her coming to say hello? Also, hi Joku Bunny.
Good evening, Joku Bunny. Thank you for coming.
I
It's good
love
to
that
see
snap.
you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've last seen you. It's good to see you again. And just so you know, I do have a YouTube channel that I started to match this Twitch account, and on it I have most of our sessions, the VODs for most of our sessions uploaded as videos. Um, Unfortunately, the very first two sessions were just lost for one reason or another, but everything after that has been recorded and uploaded. So if you want to revisit any of the playthrough, any session, just look through there. You can find my the YouTube channel as a link on my Twitch channel, along with my Twitter account as well. So yeah, with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. Just a moment. Where is?
Exciting.
Here we go.
Listening while cooking. Oh, that sounds. Ooh, what are we having, Joku Bunny? What is for dinner, breakfast, lunch, second breakfast, third breakfast, and snack?
All right. So, as a quick recap, the last time, oh, lemon chicken and rice, nice. Well, I hope that comes out good for you. I imagine it
Ooh,
would.
where's my plate at?
But anyways, as I was saying, in our last session, we did a little bit more exploring around Sigil. Uh, I believe we exited the underground where the catacombs and the buried village were, fought our way back up to the top. And now, the last thing we did before we called it a night last session was we ended up at Fell's Tattoo Parlor. And Fell is one of the Dabbuses, which is apparently a race of creatures that serves the, I guess, de facto power of Sigil, whose name is the Lady of Pain. But Fell, in particular, is a Dabbus who fell out of the Lady of Pain's favor. And much to Anna's chagrin, uh, anyways, much to Anna's chagrin, we've been conversing with Fell, who she's afraid of because she's worried that talking to Fel would attract the Lady of Pain's attention, and generally, if you have her attention, you're in trouble. Fel turns to face you as you approach. He folds his arms into his sleeves and waits. Can I see what tattoos you have, Fel? Oh, right. This is for buying tattoos that give you effects. So I'll just, let's see. I don't have anything to sell for now, I think. Yep. Don't
Can
have
you
anything.
imagine if tattoos actually had something like that in real life? But they were like super mundane things like you won't step on a Lego.
Let's see. Okay. I had some questions for you. The Dabus waits. What is this place? A slow train of symbols materialize around Fel's head. The symbols take several moments to resolve, starting with simple lines, then fleshing themselves out into breathtaking colors. This is where I tattoo color and life upon flesh and bone. So, something else about the Dabuses is they speak. Well, their form of communication is by generating symbols above their head. And if you can figure out the if you can decipher the symbols, you can figure out what they're trying to say. Let's see. I had another question for you, Fel. The Dabus waits. Did you do the tattoos on this dismembered arm I found, Fel? Fel examines it for a moment, tracing the patterns with his finger. He then looks up, and a series of rebusses form, hazy at first, then come sharply into focus. The arm is yours. The tattoos are mine. One tattoo speaks of a time when your path was shared by four others. What four others? Four strings of symbols swirl from Fel's head, matching the pattern upon the dismembered arm. They speak of four. Shall I tell you their hearts? Yes. The symbols swirl before you, and you piece them together. One unloved, who loves one who does not love. One who does not see what others see, and sees what others do not. One who is familiar and bound with duty. One who is a slave, and his chains are words. As you finish translating, the four strings seem to form themselves into links, and they merge into a chain. The chain bends until it is a symbol you feel you recognize. That symbol. What is it? The symbol sharpens, gaining edges that are almost painful to your eyes. It is torment. It is that which draws all tormented souls to you. Fel nods at your left arm, at your shoulder. The flesh knows it suffers even when the mind has forgotten, and so you wear the rune always. You mentioned that there were other tattoos on the arm. What others? Fel examines the arm again, tracing the other faded tattoos upon its surface. As he does, they each appear as a symbol above his head, hazy at first, then coming into focus sharply. He turns to face you. Once forgotten, now remembered. You may wear them again if you wish. Oh, hold on a moment. Just need to make a quick adjustment. Okay. Oh, hold on. There we go. Fixed. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I would like to see what these tattoos are. Can I see what tattoos you now have to share? I think I think that added some new tattoos to my to his inventory. Let's see, tattoo of Anna. What is this? Tattoo of Ana of the Shadows. Special. +1 to dexterity, -1 to charisma, -1 to wisdom, +3 to percent to pickpocket skill bonus, +3% to stealth skill, +3% to open lock skill, +3% to detect trap skill. Weight 0. Usable only by thieves, usable only by nameless one. Some of Anna's presence must be rubbing off on you, for this tattoo allows you to call upon some of her cat-like skills and grace to hone your thief abilities. Unfortunately, it also inherits some of Anna's brashness and impulsiveness, reducing your charisma and wisdom accordingly. And then, Tattoo of Wasting Darkness. Grants experience points when invoked. Grants permanent +3% to stealth skill when invoked. +1 to armor class when worn. +5% to stealth skill bonus when worn. -1 to charisma. Usable only to nameless one and thieves. This tattoo came from the severed arm you found in a dismembered crypt. Apparently, this tattoo tells of the experiences of one of your past incarnations. The symbols and tales are unfamiliar to you, but it seems to tell of a time when you were seeking shelter beneath the catacombs and were forced to live as a shadow mite, hiding from detection by the sigil authorities and trying to conceal yourself from the more dangerous inhabitants of the Weeping Stone catacombs. When worn, the tattoo makes concealing yourself easier. It allows you to shape the shadows around you like a cloak. This makes it harder for your enemies to hurt you when they see you, and harder for you to find when you don't wish to be seen. It lends you a sinister appearance, however, which may cause many to shun you. If you choose to tap into the tattoo's power, some of the memories of hiding beneath sigil will return to you, giving you the benefit of the previous incarnation's experience. It can only do this once, but even after the tattoo is invoked, the ability to shape shadows around you will remain. Tattoo of Silent Coins. Experience points plus permanent +3% pickpocket skill, +5% pickpocket skill, weight 0, usable only by nameless one and thieves. This tattoo came from the severed arm you found in a dismembered crypt. Apparently, this tattoo tells of the experiences of one of your past incarnations. The symbols and tales are unfamiliar to you, but it seems to tell of a time when you lived as a thief on Sigil streets, before being driven down into the catacombs because of your thieving nature. In activating the tattoo, some of the memories of living on Sigil streets will return to you, giving you more experience. Furthermore, it will give you a permanent bonus to your pickpocket skill. Even when the tattoo is invoked and the experience has been gained, however, the tattoo and the pickpocket bonus will remain. Let's see, then... Tattoo of Revelation. +2 to intelligence, usable only by mages. This tattoo bolsters the user's intelligence, allowing him a greater chance of gaining memories and aiding his mage skills. Tattoo of Greater Action. +2 to dexterity, usable only by thieves. This tattoo bolsters the wearer's reflexes, making him more difficult to hit and adding to his thief skills. Let's see. Guess that's it. Okay. So, I would like to get the tattoo of Wasting Darkness and the one of Silent Coins, since it seems that there's some memories attached to that tattoo, to those tattoos if I wear them. Let's see.
Alright, this sounds like a plan to me.
Okay. My inventory full? No. Looks like I have plenty of space still. Alright, I'll go ahead and buy these. Yeah. And then let me just check something here. Okay. There we go. Alright. Interesting. I didn't even buy this tattoo of Anna, but it seems like, well, maybe I did buy it by accident. No, because I remember I I would have spent more money if I had bought this tattoo, so I think they must have just given it to me with the conversation with Anna.
Oh, that's a good way to get it then. A lot less money.
All right, let's see. Tattoo of Wasting Darkness. How do I actually equip this? Ah, here we go. Tattoo cannot use item. Here we go. Okay. I feel like I know you, Fel. Fel bows reverently, and a stream of symbols swirl about his head, rotating clockwise, then counterclockwise. It takes you a moment to translate. This is the first time and not the first time you have come to this place. Do you know who I am? Another series of symbols materialize quickly and sharply into focus above Fel's head. The translation comes to you just as quickly and sharply as the symbols themselves, and as if you have translated the exact same string many times before. Yes, but I am not permitted to tell your story. Why not? For a moment, there is no response from Fel. Then a stream of rebuses appear, as if trickling out of Fel's mind. My apologies. I cannot. I cannot change the nature of a man. You can't explain why, but the last sentence sends a crawling sensation through your skull. Nature of a man? What does that mean? The symbols that appear above Fel almost mirror the previous stream. My apologies. I cannot say. I see. I had another question for you, Fel. What lies beyond that curtain, Fel? A caravan train of symbols slowly materialize around Fel, one by one. It is my gallery. Your discarded skins are my canvas. I admire you. I am saddened for you. Saddened for me? Why? Another caravan of symbols forms around Fel, this time forming a circle. The mark of torment lies upon your flesh. Tragedies and loss have built themselves upon it, like stones upon a foundation. You have endured great pain. What do you mean? A long string of rebuses appears above Fel's head, then surrounds his arms like manacles. I admire you because you have never surrendered to the weight of these losses, despite the fact their chains hang on you still. Go on. A long string of rebuses appear above Fel's head, then falls, covering him like a cloak. These losses blanket this life and all of your past ones. You shed lives like a molting serpent. You are exploring the infinite paths of life. Tell me more. A long string of rebuses appear above Fel's head, then fall suddenly to the floor, streaming out behind him like a shadow. Take with you this warning. Each of your lives casts a shadow on existence. You must travel to a place where these shadows have gone mad and regrets have scarred the earth. Is there anything else you can tell me? A brief series of paper-thin rebuses appear in an orderly row next to Fel, then vanish into glowing motes. Do not sign anything. Very well. Another series of rebuses appear, forming a spiral. They have the texture of a question about them. Do you feel complete? Truth. I don't. In fact, ever since I woke up in the mortuary, I feel like something's missing. Something inside. Fel nods, and a series of symbols materialize in a halo around him. You are strong. Keep faith, and you shall become whole again. I'll try. I had some other questions. The Dabbis waits. You say you met me before, Fel. Do you know how I died? Fel does not respond for a moment. Then slowly, menacingly, three symbols materialize above his head, each of them casting a long shadow. Shadows. Shadows? The three symbols swirl about each other, leaving a faint black misty trail about them. They take on a ragged edge, like teeth and talons, and multiply. Where there were 3, there is 9. 9 becomes 27, until the room is a swarm of shadows. Many shadows. They streamed from the darkness, swarmed you, then left you to die. Why? The shadow symbols swirl into one, then dissolve, to be replaced with a simple symbol. I do not know. I see. I have some other questions. Let's see. Can you tell me anything about these tattoos on my body? Fel studies your body for a moment, walking around you. He mirrors each symbol as he examines it, then returns to face you. I know them. None are by my hand. Can you tell me about some of them? Fel nods, symbols appearing around him like fireflies. The ones upon your back were scribed with a careful hand and are directions for a mind that forgets itself. The symbol that lies upon your left shoulder is the mark of torment. Torment? The symbol sharpens, gaining edges that are almost painful to your eyes. It is torment. It is that which draws all tormented souls to you. Fel nods at your left arm, at your shoulder. The flesh knows it suffers even when the mind has forgotten, and so you wear the rune always. That's all I wanted to know. Farewell. Let's see. I guess the last thing I want to see is exactly how do I equip the tattoos that I bought. Hmm. Okay. Maybe this is saying that I have to be both. That only the nameless one can use it when he's a thief. I think that might be what the why it says both of these things. Well, I guess I can address that for now by talking to Anna. Anna, can you train me in thieving skills? Eh? She frowns. What are you on about? I want to give up weaponcraft for a while and take up stealthier pursuits. She looks you up and down, once, then looks at you with a queer expression. Are you serious? Yes, I want to learn how to be a thief. Can you teach me? She looks at you for a moment, then shakes her head. Nay, you're too slow, you are. You move like a sack of stones. She frowns. You need to be quicker on your feet and quicker to strike for me to be able to teach you anything. Lash out. Grab her arm. As you lash out, Anna immediately dodges back with a hiss. Aye, I saw that coming across the spire, I did. Slow you are. And you'll need to be a lot faster to catch me, you will. She relaxes slightly. Still, you do got some whip quickness in your limbs. So will you teach me? She looks skeptical, then rolls her eyes. Aye, I can. But to do it, you'll need to shut your trap and listen to me. And follow my lead, Jig? Very well. There's a few things you'll need to pick up on if you want to be hard to catch. You'll need to know the ways of staying hid when you don't want no one else to see you. All right. You got to know where you are, and how quick you can become part of where you are. She flicks her tail after each word, as if for emphasis. When you have the way of that, you'll be like a shadow, you will. No, if you choose to hide in darkened areas, you will gain a bonus to your chance to hide in shadows. So how do I do that? More important is how you not do it. You can't stay hid when someone's got an eye for you. You're attacking someone, nor when you're trying to fix a lock to open. So be sure to be careful when you take to hiding, Jig. No. To hide in shadows, select the stealth icon from the special abilities menu button on the quick menu. When selected, you will have a chance to hide in shadows. Any action you take against another person or object will nullify the hide in shadows. So what's the point of hiding in shadows then? Because, and a corkscrews or tail for emphasis, when you step out of the shadows and give someone that extra twist of the knife in the back, it hurts a lot more. It's a special trait of being unseen, it is. No, when you strike someone from the shadows, it can double, triple, even quadruple your damage. Oh. Next thing you learn is how to nick something from someone's pockets. It's a small matter, but it's like being part of the shadows. You got to choose your mark carefully, Jig. Clipping coins off hivers is easy, but more powerful and knowing folks are harder to pull the sheet over. Angry Brooks, you can't even try to nick anything from them. Chances are, if they're onto you, you'll be drawing their gaze, you will. Sounds too risky to be of any use. Well, Anna smirks. The purses of a lot of townsfolk can add up, they can. And sometimes they've tucked away something more than copper, and that's a find, it is. She smiles. And merchants. You can nick something from one of their stores if you're quick enough. Note, to pickpocket, select the Thief Skills icon from the Special Abilities button on the quick menu. Then drag the cursor over a target. It will change to the pickpocket icon. Stealing from stores is done through a button on the store screen. Let's see, Thief Skills. Yeah, okay. Where do the merchants keep their stock locked up? Well, now you got to know the way of how to coax a lock that won't open to open, eh? It's a hard thing oftentimes to do, but anything that's locked up is worth snapping open. She frowns. Well, most times. Note: to pick locks, select the Thief Skills from the Special Abilities slot and drag the cursor over a locked door or container. It will change to the pick lock icon. Alright. And that brings us to the next thing it does. If anyone's locked up something they don't want you to have, then it's copper sure that they might have left something else for you to find with a lock. Usually one of them spinning beheading blades, a tear paper bag of death ants, a spray of Batezu backwash. Anna ticks off all the traps on her fingers. Or a nasty spell. Or 2. Or 3. So how do I spot these things? It's like being a shadow. Or it's like being a shadow bit. You need to pay mind to your surroundings. When you step into an area, take a look around. Anything out of sorts? A draft in a sealed corridor? A section of floor with a weird design? An important looking chest that's put squat in the middle of a room? Anna jabs her tail at you. That's when you look for traps to do. Note: to look for traps, turn the Find Remove Traps icon from the quick menu special abilities on. When it's on, you have a chance of detecting trapped areas, which will be highlighted with your cursor. Okay. So how do I avoid these things? Avoiding it? Well, it's skinning the trap off the place you want to open, or be that's the trick. Unless you're really sure, you have about the same chance of removing a trap as you do finding it. But if you found it, Anna shrugs. You should have a good chance. Most times. Note: to disarm traps, select the Thief Skills icon from the Special Abilities button on the quick menu, then drag the cursor over a trapped area. Click on the trapped area and you will have a chance of disarming the trap. If you fail, you have a chance of setting off the trap. Anything else? Nothing more I can say. It's all a matter of trial and error. It is. I wish you luck, she gives a wicked grin. But not on any mark I've chosen, aye? Alright. Alright then. She looks you up and down. Let's get down to the blood and the sweat that comes with the job. She frowns as she studies you. The first thing you need to do is change your stance. None of that loin jutting and leading with your stem that you seem to favor. Alright. And Anna puts you through your paces. At the end of a short while, she takes a step back and nods. She seems impressed. Aye, you've got the hang of it. Quick to catch on you are. Thanks. Let's move on. Okay. Nameless one, thief. Level up, 40 thief skill points gained, 0 characteristic points gained, 2 hit points gained. Let's see, thief skills.
Very nice. I also do like how she explained it in her world terms, but then they translated it back out for what we have to do via mechanics, rather than have her just explain the mechanics of it.
Yeah, I think that was well done.
Yeah, very nice narrative touch.
Let's see. I don't really plan on staying as a thief, but I guess I might as well just be
Tinker with
judicious.
it.
Yeah, judicious about how I spend my points is what I was going to say. Like just
Mm,
put them in good places just in case.
good, good plan.
Well, I guess if I were to use the nameless one as a thief, I would probably just use him for detecting traps and picking locks. So I'm just going to put points in this and this.
I need to play through the OG Boulder's Gate game. I think I have it. It's
Hmm,
been on my mind for quite some time.
let's see. I guess, did you ever play Baldur's Gate 2?
I have not. So I like to play. I'm a little weird. Even when I was a kid, I always like playing through games chronologically when they came out. And I've always wanted to play Baldur Gates 3. That's been on my mind, but I also want to give the previous Baldur Gates their flowers and play them first.
Let's see. Class. Stealth skill bonus. Then this. Hmm. Okay. Now to figure out how to actually invoke these tattoos. Let's see.
The part that gets me is that we just casually walk by the fact that this man has a whole shop filled with your body parts as his artwork. Like, it's just, it's all you. It's all you.
A pattern of barbed black branches have been inscribed on this wall. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is probably my skin. Human skin has been stretched across these wooden frames. The skins are covered with tattoos.
How many times have we done this? And he has a whole backup of just all of our skin, and it's across these walls. It's everywhere.
I think these walls
I
might actually just be normal walls.
No, look what's draped on them. There's stuff. Those are skin stripped on them. Those patterns. There's the wall behind, and then there's those. That's all
Hmm.
skin. At least that's what it looks like to me from my view. I
Hmm.
also don't have the main screen in front of me.
Maybe Fel can tell me how to invoke these tattoos. Let's see. No, never mind. Right, yeah. I have to put on a different weapon now. Let's see. Could do this or this. What does this do? Okay, I guess I'll put on the bone dagger for now.
What was our class before the change again?
Fighter, but what I really want to be is a mage.
Yeah, we gotta find someone who's willing to teach us that, don't we?
Yeah. These barrels are probably here to catch rainwater. The only thing that fills them is dust. Okay, let's look at the journal. Quatra. You again! I thought I told you not to bother me. I didn't mean to interrupt. Farewell. Wife of Angiar. This woman looks to be in her middle years, and her hair has streaks of gray running through it. Lines of worry crisscross her face. As she sees you, she seems torn between asking you to leave and calling for the man at the table. Greetings. You'd, you'd best leave, for I call me husband. He won't take kindly to you having barged your way into our home. Calm down. I just had some questions. She glances toward her husband, worry in her eyes. I I have not the time, stranger. Do not be troubling me with such things. Excuse me. Are you alright? Me? She seems surprised. Oh, aye, aye. She lowers her voice. You'd best leave. Me husband has not been himself of late. You'd best not provoke him with your presence. What's wrong with him? He's been out of sorts of late. A touch of the cough, maybe. She gives an unconvincing half shrug. If you tell me what's wrong, I might be able to help. I think he's done something he regrets. Her worried expression melts into despair. I think he signed one of the dead contracts. I cannot imagine what possessed him to do such a foolish thing. Dead contracts? The dustmen, have contracts that give them the right to someone's body after they die. What do the dustmen do with a body after death? Animate it with their black magics, turn it into one of the walking dead, make it a worker till... She looks at her husband helplessly. Till it rots away. Why did your husband sign such a thing? He may have been goat eager to bring home some more jink than custom. He's prideful, but I think he's hurt himself more by doing so. Can this contract be undone? She looks at you, surprised, then sighs. I've tried. I've spoken to the dustman he did the signing with, but he's cold and chill, like all the dusties. He even lectured me on me husband, as if I had no right to try and help him. Her lips become a tight, thin line, as if picturing the dustman's face. He was cold cruel, he was. Let me see what I can do. Who was this dustman your husband signed the contract with? The dusty calls himself Gravesend. I know not his first name. He has a table at the dustman bar in the hive. Gathering Dust, I believe the place is named. You can, excuse me. You can most like find him there, trying to get more people to sign his contracts. I'll seek him out then. Where is this Gathering Dust bar? Head out to the street outside. Go to the memorial stone, then head south and west from there. She taps her finger against her chin. You should run right into it. There's one of them. Her face wrinkles in disgust. Walking corpses out front. Very well. I'll go see what I can do. I won't turn away such a friendly gesture. She seems grateful. Then her worried expression returns. But I must ask you not to let on I asked you to do such a thing. Me husband has a terrible temper, and if he were to find out... She shudders. Vow. I promise that your husband will not find out. Thank you, stranger. I appreciate your help. It's no trouble. I'll go see about undoing your husband's contract now.
Is he beating her? Cause oof, poor little lady.
Here we go. Mortai Gravesend. Ah, traveler. Mortai smiles as he sees you. We meet again. And how may I help you on this fine Sigillian day? He looks hopeful. Come to sign the contract, perhaps? Are you the one who signed that dead contract with Angyar? Mortai frowns. He looks puzzled. Mayhap. He thinks for a moment. I do not recall the name, however. Do you have that contract with you? Mortai frowns, then looks into the folds of his robes. I do not normally keep the documents with me, but it may be that... Mortai pulls forth a sheaf of papers from within his robes and begins leafing through documents. No, I don't have it on me. Would you like me to fetch it from one of the back rooms? You keep contracts here in the establishment? Until they are shipped to the mortuary, yes. I have signed many contracts in my life. Many contracts, including my own. Such a trouble to haul them all to the mortuary. Do you have that contract you made with Vangyar with you? If you could, I would like to see it. Hold on a moment. He steps up from the table and departs. Wait for him to return. After a while, Mortai returns, a dusty piece of parchment in his hands. He holds it up, allowing you to see it, but he does not allow it to leave his grip. Look over the parchment. There it is, sir. Angyar, very somber fellow, was quick to sign. He clucks his tongue. And now a much richer fellow. You glance over the contract. It looks genuine and very official. Very well. It all looks in order. Mortai puts the contract away, and you notice he tucks it into his robes instead of putting it in the back room. Mortai clicks his tongue. Does that answer your questions about the contract? I would like to settle that contract. Mortai looks wary. I'm afraid that is impossible. The contract is signed, settled, and binding. The contract is tearing the man's life apart. It is causing him distress. It is possible that he may not even be able to approach the true death with such emotions churning in his mind. Mortai chews it over for a moment. It looks like you've negotiated him into a corner. I cannot. It is a matter of law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his own feelings in order to reach the true death. I cannot. So what you're saying is that you'll deny him the true death for the sake of a piece of parchment? Mortai sighs and holds up his hands as if to placate you. Look, it is not how you are making it out to be. You obviously hold the philosophy of the dustman in contempt to damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will. Mortai glares at you for a moment, opens his mouth, closes it, then opens it. By the nine hells! He reaches into his robes and throws the contract to you. Here! He sniffs disdainfully. All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone. I will leave. For now. Farewell, Mortai.
Not you blackmailing the shit out of him. Hell yeah.
Angar's dead contract. This crisp parchment has a musty smell about it, like it has been stored in an attic for too long. From what you can make out from the tiny, cramped writing, this document seems to be a contract between two parties, the Dustmen faction and a man named Angyar. In exchange for 30 copper pieces, Angyar has signed away the rights to his corpse to the Dustmen, presumably so that they can use him as a worker in the mortuary. These gates are made of a featureless black metal. There doesn't appear to be any way to open them. So I could just give the contract right back to wife of Angyar, but one thing I'm considering is I can. One thing I may be able to do is talk to Angyar himself, show him that I have his contract, and just make an appeal to empathy for his wife.
Save, because I don't trust a man to empathize with shit if he's been beating her. He already sound like a problem. She says he has a terrible temper, and ooh no, I have to make 2 saves. I advocate for him for if we go to him, we cannot say that she sent. We can just say that we're affiliated and we found out about it. The key thing is
Yeah,
keep the white on lips.
that's a good point. One thing I will say is, well, like if there's an option to say that we found about it uh, without ratting her out, I guess I'll do that.
Yeah, because that saves her from either a very angry yell or a wallop, one of the two. Bow, boom, straight to the moon, as that one particular
Angyar,
show stated.
this man looks haunted. His eyes are half lidded, as if he has had trouble sleeping, and his hair is long and unkempt. His beard is flecked with bits of dead skin and old bits of food. He doesn't seem to notice you as you approach. Greetings. The man glances up at the sound of your voice, and his slack expression vanishes. It looks like someone has lit 2 fires in his eyes. What be your business barging into me house? His eyes narrow, and his teeth clench. Get! Or I'll send you back to whatever grave you crawled from. Show him his dustman contract. As you pull out the contract, the blood drains out of Angyar's face. For a moment, he seems at a loss for words. Then his temper quickly resurfaces. Where did you get that? By the powers, you'd best tell me. I took it from a dustman named Mortai. It has your name on it. Angyar can't seem to take his eyes from the contract. Why'd you bring it to me? He looks suspicious. To ransom it? Tear up the contract. You tear up the contract, and Angyar's eyes follow the bits of paper as they float to the ground with a desperate look. He shudders slightly, then straightens, as if a great weight was lifted from him. He looks like he is about to thank you, then stops and stares at you suspiciously. Nothing's free. None in the hive, Cutter.
Hmm. 2 maybe, or 2 or 4 sounds reasonable, or honestly 3. Honestly,
Uh,
all these are considered pretty decent.
I was actually going to go with 3.
Hey, there you go.
Well, if you feel the need to pay me, I had some questions. Angyar nods. Ask your questions. Can I ask why you signed the Dustman contract? Perhaps it's the sheer amount of riches and wealth that surrounds you that distracted ye, he snorts. We have less than nothing, and I need a chink. Didn't seem to matter too much at the time where it might come from, and selling me body to the Dusties is a lot more honest than most work around here. What caused you to change your mind? It's just, he sighs. I saw one of them zombies on the streets a half month ago. One of them zombies that work for the Dusties, and if it stabbed me, in me heart, I knew I'd make a mistake. I didn't want to be any part of that after death. We've all had our share of mistakes. Angyar grunts. I suppose so. I had some other questions. Do you mind if I rest here? Angyar nods. That's the least I can do. I'll have me wife get some blankets out for you. Thanks.
Nice, a free place to rest.
Yeah. Angyar's wife smiles as she sees you. Well met, good sir. How can I help you? I'm low on supplies. Can you help me out? Oh, neat.
Ooh, needle and thread.
Yep. Let me just check to see what I actually have here. Do any of them have? Nope. So yeah, this is a good place to do that. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop for a moment to use the bathroom, actually. So,
Yeah, no worries.
yep, I'll be right back. And if you would kindly entertain our guests while I'm away, I would appreciate that, Oleander.
Absolutely. No wild parties here. Absolutely.
All right, then. I'll be right back.
Have a good night, Joku Bunny. All right, now listen up, y'all. I I need to tell y'all about this dang cat that I have. All right, now I have a cat. She's flat faced. Think tartar sauce. She's a Persian, so they got real flat faces. Tell me why she, honest to God, drinks water at a volume that alarms me. It could be in the middle of the night, and you will hear the most obnoxious slurping you have ever heard in your life. I am talking, it could be right next to your ear. It's so loud. Reality is, I've put her across the room and in a bathroom with the water at one point, and you could still hear the obnoxious sound of her drinking at O Dark 30. It is absolutely insane. Mind you, she's quiet 90% of the other time, and I don't believe animals honestly should be necessarily quiet unless it's by their nature. Well, that's the one thing she's really loud about. She's just like, "Oh, you want to know what I'm doing right now? I'm slurping." It is obnoxious to the upteenth degree. I love her to death, but who dog, does anybody else's cat drink as loud as that? Or do they have a quirky habit that is extraordinarily loud for what it should be? Another one is, another cat I have. She when she uses the restroom, it sounds like a faucet's gone off. I will wake up and it's just it's loud, it's ridiculous, and she'll just look at you like, "What?" It is actual insanity. Yeah, if your pet has a very interesting or strange habit, I'd like to hear about it because it'll make me feel a little bit better about the midnight sipper, as it were. Also, what's everyone doing for Halloween? I'm personally gonna go see Centers again. That's pretty much it for that. I know next year I'm actually planning on doing stuff, but this year is just like a this year is a get my life together kind of year, not a I'm in the mood to celebrate kind of year. Because I plan out my year kind of like anybody else does. I have a garden that I do now yearly, and I love, love, love it. I do a food garden because I don't really want to do like flowers. At some point, I want to do flowers, but I want to do flowers that I'll actually have a purpose and are like medicinal, you know? That's just me. But I really enjoyed growing like the food garden because you could see it grow, and then you could see the light leave your eyes when you realize that your squashes um have bugs. And then you know that you gotta fight squash bugs next year. I didn't know squash bugs were a thing. I really had no earthly clue. And now I unfortunately very much do. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. This year's more of like a planning period for like a lot of projects right now. Um, because I had a lot of things I wanted to do, but sometimes you gotta take a step back, breathe, and see what you can actually do and what's within your means. So next year is doing my food garden a little bit better than I did this year because I just did it on a whim. Um, and hopefully adding a little bit of pickling in the mix. Not too big because you don't want to start out a hobby going massive. Because a lot of wasted resources that worth it. It was a very good lesson to learn, but it didn't have to be as expensive of a lesson. Let's see what else. Oh, here comes the critter. The critter is coming over here. The critter wants attention. You want to say hi to the chat? Want to say hi? Oh, now you're gonna run away. Say hi. I don't know if y'all can hear her. I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she's purring up a storm right now. There's some more yarn. Bless you, dear. This is cute. I'll keep this out. I'm currently organizing craft stuff, and my sister, who's no longer here on this realm, she loves crafting, but she left behind a lot of crafting material. So whatever I don't keep, I'm donating. Apparently, the libraries take them. So I'm going through everything to donate to libraries and keeping what either what my family wants or what I'm willing to keep and work with. And there's a lot. Like she did nails and stuff. Apparently, it's really neat, honestly. Oops, excuse me, kitty cat. At least I'll learn to do my own nails. She has whole nail kits and stuff. Let's see, pocket replacements. Interesting. There we go. Thank you. And I found a knitting needle. About time. I've been looking for one. Cake decorating bits. Oh, another game. Another thing that looking to try at some point is like obviously you gotta do a lot of self-care at home because it's expensive outside. You breathe the air and you might be down a couple hundred. So you gotta learn to do a lot of stuff at home. And y'all can judge all you want. I don't know how to do my hair or nails. And a lot of people are learning to do their hair and nails at home, and go into their favorite stylist when they can. And I have a whole kit here now, so I might have to start posting about my me learning how to do nails. Cause yeah, cause I don't want to do anybody else's nails. I just want to learn to do my own. Cause I love them, but I just can't. Oh my goodness, kitty, can I help you? Yes. Hello. Yes, kitty cat. No, you can't play with the microphone. I'm sorry. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but no. She's right up against. She's trying so hard to get to the mic, y'all. Lordy. What is everyone else's hobbies? What are your plans for next year? What are some ideas that you have for next year? Next year, I'm doing a very heavy focus on getting a few personal projects done. This year was a very heavy personal project on just getting my home in order because it was in disarray, if you would.
Sorry about that. I'm back now.
Welcome back.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. So what I'm doing now is I'm going into all the houses and such that are in the city that I haven't been in yet.
Just making sure we haven't missed any NPCs.
Yeah, side quests, the like.
Honestly, good plan. Some we should be powerful enough to handle anything.
And yet another interruption. A person cannot even find privacy within one's home. Please leave before I summon the guards. Or better yet, I'll try out a new spell I've been toying with. My apologies for disturbing you. Farewell. Vines with black leaves. The stems look extremely sharp. Dabus. You see a tall creature with a shock of white hair. Its skin has a greenish cast, and a pair of goat horns protrudes from its forehead. It is dressed in long flowing robes and appears to be floating slightly above the ground. Greetings. The creature's face turns to you, and a series of symbols appear around its head. The symbols have a slight glow about them, and they just hover there. Mort. Oh, for the power's sake! Piking Dabus! What's wrong? He's a Dabus. They speak in rebuses. These annoying word puzzles. If you don't know what he's saying, then we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him. If we want to. An annoying bunch. My bet? They can speak. They just would rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle out what they're saying. What's a Dabus? Chant is their janitors for the Lady of Pain. They float around breaking, fixing, and patching up Sigil according to her whims. They're worse than corpse flies, Mort sighs. You can't swat them, though, or the lady'll get upset. Lady of Pain? Who's that? She runs this city. You'll know if you see her. She's got these blades around her face. She's about the size of a giant, and she floats off the ground, just like these guys. Mort nods at the Dabus, who is looking at you both. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't speak much. All you need to know is that you don't want to make her angry. If you see her, my advice? Run. I see. The Dabus waits patiently, its hands tucked into its sleeves. A series of symbols materialize above its head, then they vanish and a question mark appears. I had some questions for you. The Dabus waits. Who are you? The Dabus inclines its head slightly, and a stream of symbols appear above his head. I am a Dabus. I had another question for you. What are you doing? A batch of symbols appears above the Dabus's head. I attend to my duties. I had another question for you. Can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? A lone symbol appears above the Dabus's head. This one shows a metallic female mask, with blades coming out of its sides. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. Ah, hello, Killer Fun Times. Welcome. Good to have you. I had another question for you. Can you tell me about Fel? A lone symbol appears over the Dabus's head. It is a white oval split by a black lightning bolt. The Dabus floats the symbol for a few seconds, then turns away, ignoring you. Farewell then.
Okay, so the clock that we keep seeing whenever we rest is the face of the Lady of Pain.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Makes a lot of sense there. Also, has anybody tried? Thank you. It's nice to watch. Oh, it's good to see you too, Killer Fun Times. Has anybody played Gothic? I've been watching videos on it. It's an older game, German in origin. Ooh, Hive Thug. Oh, fun. But has anybody personally played it? Yourself included, Tick.
No, I've never played Gothic. I've heard the title before, but I don't know anything about it.
Old German game. Doesn't have much on story, but apparently the fun is the difficulty. It's apparently it was originally meant to be played all on the keyboard. No mouse. The community has done great in making sure that it's still playable by being able to use your mouse. It's also a series.
Braskin. In a loud, booming voice, Braskin asks, "What in the name of the abyss are you doing in my house? Leave now, before I make you even more ugly than you already are. Farewell."
That was a bit personal. I mean, I get it, but god damn, he just said, "Yeah, no, we're gonna go ahead and just I'll move straight to mutilation. I just got stabbed by a needle. Ouch."
Oof. Was it a sewing needle?
Yeah, I've got through most of my sister's craft stuff, and I unfortunately did not think about this. I put all that loose needles on my bed. I need to find a magnet. Otherwise, it's gonna be a
Oh.
bit of a sharp situation we have here.
Yeah.
Sometimes thinking and planning does wonders, kids. Sometimes thinking and planning does wonders.
Hive Dweller. You see a woman with a worried look about her face. Greetings. I am waiting for my husband to get back. He's been gone for a while now, and I'm getting worried. I'm sure he will be back soon. I'm sure you're right. Oh my. Look at the time. If you will excuse me, I have some work to finish up. Farewell. Oh. I didn't take anything, but I guess just looking at it upset her.
She did not like that, man. That was quick.
Hi, Dweller. You see a plump woman going about her chores. She doesn't notice you entering the room. Greetings. What are you doing in my house? Don't you have any manners? You don't just go around entering people's houses. I'm sorry. I didn't know anyone lived here. Well, now you know. Please leave now and close the door on your way out. I have many chores and I still need to finish and I don't need any more interruptions. Farewell.
Completely fair response, honestly.
Ash Mantle. You see a dustman in long black robes and a pale face. Unlike the dustman you saw in the mortuary, however, this man looks confused and is glancing about, as if looking for something. When he spots you, he raises his hand to attract your attention. Greetings. The man seems relieved that you are speaking to him. He bows slightly. Thank you for hearing me, traveler. I am known as Ashmantle, one of the Dustman sect. I was wondering if you could direct me. I don't know the area very well, and I'm looking for a certain establishment, a bar, that those of my sect frequent. Do you know of such a place? Oh, the Dustman Bar? It's by the mortuary. Orient yourself by the mortuary front gate, then walk directly southwest. You can't miss it. The Dustman smiles. Thank you very much, traveler. I appreciate your kindness. The people of the Hive are rarely helpful in such matters. Tell me about it. Say, can I ask you some questions? What questions do you have? Can you tell me a little about the area? This area? Well, there's a market to the northwest, I believe, and some government office to the southwest. He thinks for a moment. The Vermin Control Office, I think. You seem to know this area very well. He shrugs. The Hive is a large place. I know some areas, but not others. Thanks for the information. Farewell. The dustman nods and gives a final bow. Thank you for your time. Certainly. Farewell. Maybe it is your own pickpocketing skill that causes you to be on your guard, but as you turn to leave, you instinctively check your purse and notice Ashmantle removing his hand from it. He doesn't seem to know you saw him, however. Bait Ashmantle into pickpocketing you again and observe his technique.
Smart.
Under the pretense of giving him additional directions to places in the hive, you engage Ashmantle in light conversation and secretly study his movements. Ashmantle seems to rely primarily on his dustman facade to disarm the victim and uses his frequent body motions to cover his pickpocketing attempts. You make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another attempt to reach into your purse. Grab his hand. Your hand snaps out, but Ashmantle draws back suddenly and you miss grabbing his wrist. You see his dustman facade crumple, and with a frightened look, he runs off. Damn it.
Dag. Did he just get fucking nuked? Excuse my French.
Yeah, basically magic missile equivalent.
That is. I just saw it. I was like, I need to make sure I saw this correctly because that is. Whew. Found the needle that stabbed me. Oof.
Hmm.
Now to properly store everything. That way I don't get poked again. Because, woof.
Mayor, Mayoram. This old woman stands silently by the wall, staring off into the distance. She seems to be unconcerned with the flow of traffic around her, and clutches a wooden pole from which dozens of small fish are dangling. Greetings. Oh, lo, sir. She squints at you for a moment, trying to discern your identity. Oh my! Here I was, thinking ye one o' me regular customers. She prefers her fish pole. Tuna, sir? Mackerel? Sea cucumber? No fish, thanks. I had some questions. Hmm. Her mouth presses down into a tight-lipped frown, and she stares off over your shoulder. Look behind you. See what she's staring at. You can see nothing of interest behind you. As you turn back to her, you catch her looking at you. She looks away quickly, resuming her staring off into the distance once more. What? Do I look familiar to you? Goodness, no! She pauses for a minute. Aye, you do. Have you seen me before, then? I think. Ye, or a man with your very likeness, sir. 'Twas so long ago. Tell me. Well, sir, you see, me sight's not so good now. I wasn't 'twasn't back then, neither. But I thought I saw you walking past with a small group trailing along behind you. What did these people look like? It's hard to say, sir. 'Twas so long ago, and you walked by so quick like, but I remember now the way ye held your head up. There was a woman following you, trying to stop you, to get you to turn around, speak to her, but you pushed her away. What happened then? Beautiful woman she was. Looked so sad, so angry, all at once. She stood there for a moment, then followed along behind you just the same, hustling to catch up. You said there was a group. Who else was there? She shrugs. There was at least two other gentlemen with you, sir. The only one I remember too clearly, though, was tall, thin. Reeked of bub, he did. I smelled him from across the way. Looked like he hadn't bathed in ages, too. He followed you close, he did, and never said a word. Acted like the woman wasn't even there, even when she bumped against him, trying to stop you. That's all I remember, sir. Give her some copper for her time. How much do you give the fishwife? 20. She stares at the heaping handful of coins for a moment, as if unsure what to do. You hold them a bit closer, and she finally takes them, laughing uneasily. Oh, oh, oh my! Why, thank you, sir. May the lady's shadow pass ye over, and fortune always find ye. Please come and visit me any time. Thanks. Farewell.
She said, hold up, wait a minute. That's a day off for me.
This monument looks similar to the one outside the mortuary. There are no identifying marks on it either. Creedon. This foul-looking man is quick to notice he's caught your attention. In moments he's upon you, hawking his wares. He carries a long wooden pole. Dozens of skinned and cooked rats dangle from it. As he speaks, he gestures to them with a broad, filth-encrusted hand, smiling a yellowed, snaggle-toothed grin all the while. Oi, Cutter! How you doing there? What sort of delicious ratsies is you interested in this fine day? Examine the ratsies. Each rat has been skinned and gutted, their feet and tails removed. They dangle from the pole by hooks punched through their necks. As you examine the various manners in which they've been prepared, you realize their heads are slightly misshapen. A bulbous knot of bone protrudes from each cranium, covered in whorls that give it the appearance of brain tissue. Those are strange-looking rats. Ah, you got a keen eye there, Cutter. All I sell is brain vermin, I do. I'm sure you'll find they've got a much richer flavor than your usual rat. Quite nice, really. He prefers them to you once more, waving the pole before your face enticingly. The rats sway to and fro, hooked like tiny sides of beef. Brain vermin? Aye, Cutter, brain vermin. Foul creatures they are. Now, your normal rats, they just eat stored goods and multiply, spread disease and all that. A nuisance, really, no more. Your cranium rat, though, brain vermin, what I go after. They're just trouble. When you get more than a handful of the little pikers together, they start to get smart on ye. Sometimes real smart. They become more intelligent. Sure as I'm standing here before you, they do. If I ran across any more than 2 score of them, I'd flee for me case like that. He snaps to emphasize the point. I would. You get that many of them in a pack, why, they get smart as a man, they do. Go on. Here's my best advice for you, Cutter. If you're bent on catching brain vermin, stick to small packs, a dozen or so, at most. But I'll tell you. He steps close, his breath fetid in your face, and speaks in a hushed tone. You run into more than that. More than a couple dozen. You run like you're in the shadow of the lady. He backs away from you again. I'll be wary of them, then. I had another question. He shoulders his rat pole casually. What's your question, Cutter? Who are you? What, me? Why, I'm Creedon, sometimes called Creed, the butcher of rats. He smiles grandiosely, exposing ill-matched rows of yellowed, broken, and crooked teeth. You certainly seem friendlier than most around here. Well, Cutter, I try. Result of my business, I thinks. Most folks around here are a peary and downright unfriendly lot. But I want every Cutter to know that Creedon's always got a warm smile and a piping hot, fresh-cooked ratsy for him. He winks at you. I had some other questions. I would like one of those rats you have there. Good, Cutter, good! What sort would ye like? He points to each in turn with a grimy fingernail. I got 'em baked, spiced, boiled, and charred. All fresh, all scrumptious, and only 3 coppers for 2.
Baked or spiced,
Scrumptious?
if you plan on eating.
Doubtful. Who'd eat such refuse? The man doesn't seem the least bit perturbed. In fact, he winks at you, smiling merrily. Let me tell you, Cutter, you don't know what you're missing. I'll be here if you reconsider. The man returns to hawking his rats to passerby. Oi there, Cutter. Well met again. Have you changed your mind? Come back for one of Creedon's delicious ratsies? He jingles his rat pole enticingly. Why not? What kinds do you have? Let's see. What did you suggest before?
Either baked or spiced or charred. I never trust a boiled rat in my life.
I guess I'll start with charred. Charred. You hand over your coppers and, in one swift motion, he runs a pair of charred rats through with a wooden skewer, unhooks them, and places them in your hand. He winks at you. Enjoy, Cutter! Eat the ratsy. The rat is burnt and crispy outside, but tender and juicy within. It is a bit greasy and rather rich, tasting of some other meat you're sure you've had before. The man looks at you expectantly. Did you like? Would you like another? All right, I'll have another. Baked. You hand over your copper's end, in one swift motion, etc., etc., eat the ratsi. The rat's flesh is tender and moist. It comes off the bone easily and melts in your mouth. It is slightly greasy and rather rich, etc., etc. No more for me. Farewell.
We've eaten brain vermin before, apparently.
Crier of Essanon. Streams of tears have carved channels down this man's dust-covered face. He looks to be a monk or a holy man of some sort, but the dirt covering his body makes it nearly impossible to see the man beneath. He is chanting and rolling his head back and forth. It looks like some sort of ritual. Greetings. The man stops his frenzied chanting and glares at you with his tear-rimmed eyes. He opens his parched mouth to speak, but all he can manage is a withered croak. What's wrong? Why are you crying? His voice is so hoarse that it sounds like he has been without water for days. As you watch, a tear trickles down his face. I am a crier of Essanon. Essanon? Who is that? Who is Essanon? The man throws back his head and gives a rasping laugh. It sounds brutal and defeated. Essanon! It is not a man, but a city! Why do you cry for a city? We cry its name because Essanon must not be forgotten. All the cries of Essanon carry this burden. You mourn a city? Why do you do such a thing? Because its name is all that remains. Its avenues of light, its great spiraling peaks, or parks. When it was laid waste and reduced to memory, only 70 of its people survived. It was our duty to see that its name was remembered across the plains. Many criers of Essanon have died for the sake of remembering. Many. If it places you and the others at risk, why don't you stop? The tears I shed, the dust that cloaks me, these things are as nothing compared to what awaits should I give up my sacred burden. We must see to it that its name is remembered. We are living memorials to its passage. If that's so, then what happens if you all die? A fresh tear springs to the crier's eye. Even his dust-caked face cannot disguise his look of despair. I do not know. We criers of Essanon cannot mourn it forever. Even now, the dust clings to our robes. The spit dries in our mouths. Our bodies wither and die. Is there any way I could help you? You are kind to ask. The crier shakes his head. Unless you can immortalize Essanon, there is no help to be had. Must it be immortalized by a man? Would a tombstone serve? The crier blinks. Tombstone? It's a stone that records a man's name, his life, and a eulogy. If it serves a man, could it not also serve a city that has died? Stones may do such things? Yes, and their lifetime is much longer than a man's. If its name was carved on stone, would Essanon's memory be served? The man pauses. Would others see this name? Yes, it would be there for all to see, long after you have died. The man nods. If such a thing were possible, he turns to you. Where would one find such a stone? I could go look for one. If I had one, I could see to it that Essanon's name is carved upon it. You would do this? The man's eyes water up again. You will be setting all the criers of Essanon free, but a score of us remain. The burden of remembering would be over after so many years. I would do so. I will return when a name is carved. I know exactly where I can go for that.
The memorial stone by the morgue, right?
Mm-hmm. You see Death of Names. He is standing at the monument with the same crooked smile, his arm cradled against his side. Greetings. Once again, his eyes seem to slide over you. Name. The name he speaks the word. It sounds like the tolling of a bell. I'd like to bury a name. Deaf of name. He nods, then unfolds a small hand from where it is cradled on his side. It looks atrophied. It is the size of a child's hand. Cost stink to bury a name. 3 coppers. 3. Essanon. The coppers fall into Deaf of Name's hand, and he tucks his arm back to his side. His eyes, now suddenly alive, roll to the back of his head, then snap forward and begin scanning the monolith and walls of the memorial area. Wait. He catches sight of a spot on the wall, and he quickly scuttles over to it, hunches down, then begins to chip at the wall. He stops a few moments later, hops up, then returns to you. Buried. The word has a finality about it that makes you uncomfortable. I'd like to bury another name. Quentin. Okay. He shakes his head. Not dead yet, that name is. Not buried here. Not time. Not time. Very well. Very well. Sorry to disturb you. Actually, I may have already done the quest for Sev Tai, so let me check in with her too real quick.
Good plan.
You again. The woman turns to face you, her lips peeling back in a snarl. You have news for Sev Tai? No good news yet. I'm still hunting down those Chaos Men. You see the crier of Essanon. He still emits choked sobs as he chants the dead city's name, and tears roll down his cheeks. I have seen to it that Essanon's name has been remembered. It lies carved upon the black stone monument outside of the mortuary. Suddenly, there is a brief whisper in the air, and the man's eyes dry. One of the tears that ran on his cheek simply vanishes. Then Essanon is served. I will tell my fellow criers of the stone you have described. You have my gratitude. It was nothing. Farewell. I hope you and your brother spend the rest of your days peacefully.
Imagine being a mourner of something no longer found, and all you can do is sob. You can't even tell, like, stories of its glory. You can just only sit there in its melancholy, in its death.
Hmm. I mean, maybe that's how strong the sadness was.
I'm inclined to agree, especially how does one mourn an entire civilization?
All right. I'm gonna see if I can find any more starved dogs barking. Starved dog barking Doug. This wild-eyed man is hunched over, barking and howling at the top of his lungs. Beneath his thick, matted hair, you can make out a series of strange tattoos. They run the range from screaming faces to bizarre geometric shapes to what appear to be lines of verse. He is almost naked, but the dirt and filth covering him gives him the semblance of modesty. Greetings. As you're about to speak, Anna grabs you and hisses, "Are you daft? Nay, another word to that one. One of the starved dogs he is." She lowers her voice. "A chaos man, Barmy. Dangerous. Thick as flies they are, and more's likely about." "I'm still going to speak to him anyway." This wild-eyed man is still loping about, barking and howling at the top of his lungs. "Greetings." The man whirls on you and gives a low growl. He draws out the growl for a few seconds, then starts barking violently at you. In the distance, you can hear answering barks. "I said greetings." The man's barking ends with a snarl, and he leaps at you. "If this is how you want to die, Wolfman." You see barking Wilder. He is still hunched beneath his long, dirty locks. He seems preoccupied with growling to himself. "Question, Wilder. Close your ears and hear me." He claps his hands delightfully like a child at a festival, then gives a howling shout. "Question! Question! My question is this. Are you one of the starved dogs barking?" In response, he starts barking at the top of his lungs. You watch spittle fly from his mouth in streaming arcs, and you take a step back to avoid the spray. After a moment, he stops, and then gives a long, forlorn howl. That would be a yes, I suppose. Very well. I had some other questions. Well, maybe I can find another one somewhere else. No asking, today. Farewell. Well, that's a tree with one snap branch too many. Mort rolls his eyes. No sense in chatting with Jousetek's chief. They're a barmy bunch. Thought I might be able to learn something from him. Never mind. Let's go.
Hey, if you don't try, you can't learn.
Damsel in distress. You see a pretty young woman. Her hair is in disarray and the bodice of her dress is torn. She looks about in desperation and then notices you. Greetings. She runs up to you and grabs your arm. You notice the front of her dress is stained with blood. Help me, Cutter! Please! They're killing my sister! She begins to tug on your arm. Who? She looks around wildly. This drunken man who followed us from one of the taverns. We thought he meant no harm. Please, Cutter, there's no more time. Help us. Wait. First you said they were killing your sister, and now you say he is killing her. Which is it? She stares at you, unsure of what to say. I'm distraught. I made a mistake. She glances at the blood that stains her dress. Please help me, Cutter. Examine the blood on her dress. You glance down at her dress and look at the blood. Although it does appear to be real, it has completely dried. It must be hours old. That blood is hours old. What are you up to? You see her eyes flick to the bloodstains and then back to you. You think you can hear a hint of nervousness in her voice. You're mistaken, Cutter. Please help me. My sister is dying while we tarry. Bluff. You're up to something. Tell me what's going on or I'll kill you. She looks into your eyes and then glances at the scars that cover your body. She swallows nervously and you see her pale before your eyes. I'm supposed to lure people into an alley nearby. They're waiting there to take your jink. She looks at you apprehensively. Let me give you some advice. She gazes at you in silence and then nods her head. Don't pick someone like me as your mark. Choose some drunken fop who looks like he's never seen a battle in his life. She nods once curtly. And make sure he looks like he has more than a couple coins to his name. Now get out of here. She nods curtly and then backs away from you. She hesitates for a moment and turns to leave. Thank you, Cutter. She sprints off. Leave.
Good way to handle it.
Now, there's probably going to be some enemies waiting for me in here. Might be some more Chaos Men.
Hopefully it's the ones we've been looking for.
Painted door. What you first took to be a door in this archway is actually a painting. The artist has made use of the shadows of the overhanging arch and some subtle texturing effects to give the door the illusion of substance. Examine the door. Other than the skill of the artist, there is nothing remarkable about the painting. The door has been painted on a rough stone wall. You can feel the stone and mortar beneath the painted wooden texture. Oh, this must be for the main quest, so I'm going to leave this alone for now. Leave the door
Sounds like
alone.
a plan.
What I want to do instead is head to the alleyway of dangerous Sangol.
I thought you said dangerous ankles for a second. I was like, oh no, Victorians.
Hmm. Okay. I'll just kill these guys, and then that'll be it for today's session.
Oh gracious, is it already around that time? Whew. Time really flies when you're having fun.
Okay, let me just loot these corpses and be done with it. All right.
We made a pretty decent amount of progress there.
Yeah.
Won't be long before we're able to go back to the main campaign soon.
Yeah. All right then. Well, once again, thank you everybody who came by, and the people who chimed in the chat and the lurkers, anybody who may have followed or whatnot. It was good to have all of you here, and I hope to see all of you again next week. Over to you, Oleander.
Alrighty, everybody. Remember to follow the Disorderly Tick on X, formerly known as Twitter, or actually, we're just going to go ahead and be spiteful and just continue to call it what it is, Twitter. Um, and we'll see you every Monday, unless otherwise stated, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right. Once again, thank you for coming and have a good night. Take care, everybody.
Take care.